Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today is day 11 of the Countdown to Christmas card series. And the theme for today was Joseph's coat. So I am showing you some of the supplies that I'm using for today to create this project. So I have a piece of white cardstock from my stash, and I am going to be using multiple colors of green Distress Oxide inks. So this one is Bundled Sage. I'm going to use a little Rustic Wilderness and then Ice Spruce, and I'm just slapping this color down. There's no rhyme or reason to where I'm putting it. It doesn't have to be a perfect blend because I'm going to stamp on top of this and end up die cutting it out. So don't, worry too much about how it looks at this stage of the game. So I'm just filling in the sections, going back and forth with the different colors. I should have let this dry a little bit longer in between, but as you all know, I'm a very impatient crafter and just kept going. I could have heat set it, but I am taking this red rubber background stamp and I am inking it up using some Versamark ink, which is some sticky ink, so that I can coat this with clear embossing powder. And the reason I say I should dry it is because some of the sections of this, while the background was still a little damp, that ink was still wet. Some of the clear embossing powder did stick to places I didn't want it to. But again, we're die cutting this, so I didn't stress about it too much. I kept going and used the same panel. So I'm just using a coffee filter to catch my excess powder and just sprinkling that on there and tapping off the excess. And then I'm going to heat set that with my heat tool. And so I recommend that you heat your tool up a little bit before you bring it to the paper. This will decrease the amount of warping that you get. And right now it's all grainy and dusty looking. And so when you add heat, it becomes smooth and shiny. So it kind of sinks into the background because it's clear embossing powder. So it looks like a tone-on-tone look when you use the clear. And so you just make sure that it's all now shiny and smooth to make sure that you didn't miss any areas. If you tilt it in the light, you can kind of see if it's still grainy looking and you need to heat it some more. So then I will let this cool for just a second to make sure that I don't smear the embossing powder, because while it's still warm, it's tacky still. So you just gotta cool it off a little bit. And then I am going to take Forest Moss and just completely coat this panel. So what this is going to do is, where it's been embossed, it's all trapped underneath those colors. So it's going to pop through when I wipe off. I'm going to take a paper towel and wipe off this excess because it will resist where the embossing powder has been set. And so that color peeks through. I typically do this technique with very vibrant colors underneath, like really neon colors, and then coat it with black. And that gives a really cool look, but I wanted to stick with some more traditional Christmas colors for this card. So then this is a die from Hero Arts I recently purchased. It is a cover plate of just trees. And I didn't use an 8.5. I didn't use a full A2 panel, so I ended up, because my intention was to use the piece that I just put to the side and not the fallout pieces. But I didn't use a big enough panel, and I ended up cutting into it a little bit when I die cut it, so I opted to take all of the trees that were in the die, and I'm adhering it directly to my A2 sized card base. So I'm not doing an extra panel, I'm doing this directly here. So I am starting by taking the ones out of the die that stayed in, using my little pick and just some liquid glue. And then I'm going to try to line them up within the die, but because it's so bulky, I end up taking another white piece of cardstock, cutting myself a template so that I can lay it over this card panel and then paper piece in where all of the trees and stars go. That way I know the location of where they are, because getting it to go through the top of this die wasn't working really well. So I came up with another way to kind of make it easier for me to see. So this is my template, and I'm going to save that in with this die. So if I need to do it again, I can definitely do that. And so at the end, I'm going to have a bonus card, which I will share with you because I used the white trees on a pattern piece of paper so that I can show you what that looked like. So I didn't waste the trees that came out of the template that I made. So as I am putting these trees where they belong, I just want to tell you a little bit about this series. If you are just joining me, welcome. I greatly appreciate everyone who is watching my videos. I would hope that if you like what you see, you will hit the like button and subscribe. I am doing this series with Michelle from Scrap Secrets. We are doing 25 projects from now until Christmas, 2 a week. They come out on Mondays and Fridays. And so we are going to randomly select at the end of the series a random video, and pick winners from those comments. I am going to add an additional giveaway. I haven't decided if it'll be actual product or another gift card, but if I can get to 800 subscribers when this series is all done, I will add the additional giveaway. Michelle is doing something similar for herself over on her channel. We each have intro videos that explain all of the details for the giveaways. So I will link a playlist at the end of this video so you can catch up on any videos that you may have missed. So I hope that you will go and check out Michelle's channel, because I will have that link below as well. This series has been fun. We have a bunch still left planned. Some fun techniques and different things. So I'm still looking forward to creating the content for this. My Halloween series is all done, so now I'm going to have to come up with some other projects to do midweek, because I've been trying to do three videos a week. So if you have any suggestions that you'd like to see, feel free to leave them down below. So now I'm taking another stamp set from Hero Arts, and this has a lot of great sentiments in it. So I am going to stamp the Merry Christmas, and I am going to use the Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide ink to match some of the greens that I've already used. I thought about doing a pop of red, but I didn't have red, anywhere else. So I didn't know if it would look a little awkward to have it red, so I decided to stick with green. And so I trimmed that out using my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to adhere that to the front of this card. And that will complete this project. I'm going to pop it up using some very mini foam squares that I have, just to give it a little bit of dimension. I also thought about rounding the corners of the panel, but I opted to keep them square since my sentiment was square as well. And then here is the bonus card that I made using the fallout pieces. So you'll have to let me know. I stamped the sentiment on the inside and added the extra strip of paper. So you have to let me know which one you like better. I hope that you check out Michelle's video. And as always, I hope that you have a great day.